want to thank you for joining us, and I'd like to welcome our speaker today, Ms. Sally Pessin with Montgomery County Police Department, keeping seniors safe.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, we also call this KSS, for keeping seniors safe, and it was established specifically to increase awareness of safety issues within the senior community and to provide guidance and resources to seniors regarding those issues. How many people here have been scammed, including me? We don't know if you have or not. Okay. Anybody else? Scammed? Okay. Had anybody been attempted, a victim of attempted scam? They try to call you?
Every day.
Every day, okay. All right. On the computer, you guys all use computers?
Yeah.
Okay, what about iPads? Anybody, phones?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a lot of spam on your phone?
No.
You guys know what No Mo Robo is?
No.
Yes.
It's an app that blocks spam, theoretically, but she's right, some of it gets through. So I have a lot of material to go through today. I like to mix not only avoiding scams, but also personal safety issues, because I feel like that's becoming more of an issue here in the county. Are people here out and about a lot? Like you go to Panera, you go to the mall, people, anybody get out of their house besides, I stay at my desk all day, so I don't get out too much, but, okay, so we have some tips for you guys too, okay? All right, so why don't we, I might skip some of these slides, so, can everybody see the slides? Okay, all right, so, I already went through this, and
Next
go to
slide.
the next one. And we talk about the different issues of frauds and scams. So before I start, I just want to know, Angelique, I don't know if you're, does your program provide the file of life?
We have in the past.
You have, okay.
Mhm.
Does people recognize this?
Yeah.
How many people recognize it? A handful, okay. These people are like, I can't see anything, okay. So what this is, and I have one for my husband and me, on our fridge, it is a medical card. It has all your information about your your medicines, emergency contacts, and your conditions. If the EMTs show up, they go to your refrigerator and they pull this off, and then they know what they can and can't give you, and it's very helpful. They will only go to your refrigerator. They're not gonna go into your desk. They're not gonna go look at the back of your door in your bedroom. You have to keep it on the fridge.
You don't take it with you when you walk out?
You don't take it with you. You might maybe make a copy of it, but again, if you can walk out, you probably don't need this. It's for the EMTs that come.
What happened in the street?
You never know what happens in the street. That's a good point. So you might wanna have that. You all have like little things of information in your wallets that say what your meds are and your conditions and your emergency contact, and was like, no, okay. Looks like we need a workshop. on
Looks
that.
like we do.
Yeah, I'm all about, you know, I don't, but, the fire department provides them for free as well. I know Suburban Hospital has them, I think, at the front desk for free. And they have a magnet, so you guys all have a fridge that this could stick on?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's really important, just a lot of people don't know about it, maybe Angelique could arrange for some kind of,
Yes.
the next program, perhaps, or one coming up. Okay, we can go to the next slide. Okay, so how many of you do your shopping online? A lot of people. Amazon? Yeah, okay. Do you ever get emails that say, oh, because you shopped on Amazon, we're giving you a free gift card? Yeah, do you click on it? No, good, very good. Ain't nothing for free, right? You never want to click on anything unless you initiate. And that's really the key here, is you get any kind of solicitation, ignore it. Delete it, ignore it, okay? All right. Grab my notes. All right. Okay, so this just came off the presses from the police department that the latest scam that's very common is you'll receive a text message that appears to be from the postal service or other mail carrier. The message might claim there's an issue with the package and include a link to resolve the problem. These links direct users to fraudulent websites designed to trick recipients into providing sensitive details. Have anybody gotten,
Oh, yes.
are you like, what did I order? Because we're always ordering stuff, right?
They have my address.
They have your address, exactly. And it's very easy to think, well, maybe I do need to go sign for it. I should click on this. No, don't want to click on it, okay?
We have a
You want to be very cautious with your personal information. I fell for one of these scams about a year ago. Not quite like this, but my cable provider, Comcast, I got a text that said, we can cut your rate in half. And it looked very legitimate. They used the logo. I called, the guy sounded he knew all my information. And it involved buying gift cards from Target. Has anybody heard of these scams before? Yeah, nobody, if there's the word gift card for you to go out and buy, you know it's a scam. So don't fall for it. I didn't actually go through with it, but it took me a couple of hours to kind of process it. I had something else to do, and I thought, you know what? Let me call Xfinity directly. And I did, and they're like, I'm sorry, it's a scam. Yes.
Isn't there somebody like internet police? Why aren't they catching and getting rid of these bad people?
Yeah, they can't keep up. Because they're coming from out of the country. And so there's only so much they can
Then the
do.
FBI. The
FBI is kind of busy. You know what I'm saying? It's so right. I mean, we're getting it from all over the world,
Mm.
right? And you can see they can't even keep up with the shoplifters in CVS, right? Am I right?
Right.
So that's why I'm here. You guys have to protect yourselves. Yes.
There's another really prevalent scam right now from PayPal.
Oh, for PayPal. How many people use PayPal? Oh, wow. Okay. What is the scam? Do you know?
Request money, did you not, or they're requesting money from me,
Okay.
since I never ordered. I'm getting multiple emails like that. And then there's another one, if you don't recognize this call, such and such a number,
Right.
and it's not the PayPal number.
Okay. So nobody should be asking you guys for money, including your children. Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My grandson's in jail.
Did you hear what she said?
Yeah.
They said your grandson's in jail. And she goes, keep him. And she hung out. I can't write jokes like that. That's tremendous. You do the same thing. Good for you. Because your grandkids are gonna call their parents. They're not gonna call you back. Okay, but it's always, Grandma, I'm really ashamed that I can't tell mom and dad what I did, right? And I do know someone in Massachusetts that fell for that. Went to the bank, got $15,000 in cash. They knew her. This was a little community bank. They gave her the money. And she went and met some guy at the end of her street without thinking to call her son. So, and they never got the money back. So, and it's very easy to, when your grandkid calls, I mean, that's it. What wouldn't you do for your grandkids, right?
What is PayPal?
PayPal is like, a payment service. You could, if I wanted to reimburse you for something, you went out and bought me something. Instead of me writing you a check, I just send it electronically through PayPal. It's like a gateway to pay you between individual peoples or.
All I have is a flip phone.
Okay, so you're really safe. Okay. Okay, don't worry about it. Anybody else have a flip phone?
Can't get someone.
You can't get them anymore.
No, there's new model.
Oh, there's a new model.
It's a
Oh,
flip.
very good. Yeah, my dad could only do a flip phone.
Yeah, I lost mine, so I bought another one. I asked them, they had one with a rotary dial, but they said.
Rotary.
Oh, these are jokes.
The scam, the PayPal scam, doesn't come on the phone, comes on the email. Yeah, are you guys getting a lot of email? All right, you know how to go through it and delete. And even if it looks legit, don't, yes. Did you
Saying, but getting emails, if you don't, you're suspicious, just delete it.
Right, and even if you feel like something's a little off, trust your instincts. Okay, I think we've covered email, internet, we can go on. Okay, so why are seniors targeted? Well, you guys have some money, right? You are trusting, and people are very embarrassed. My aunt called me usually once a week to let me know what she's been scammed out of. She answers every call, even though it's a marketing call. You guys screen your calls?
Yeah.
All right,
If you don't recognize the number.
don't recognize the number, and
Don't pick up.
sometimes they will impersonate a bank, the FBI, the IRS. And you think, oh my God, I'm in trouble with the IRS. The IRS doesn't call you, okay? I promise. And if they do, you don't want to talk to them anyway. Right? Okay. All right, so again, so we'll go ahead, we'll move on. This is just some statistics. We'll move on from this. Okay, these are the red flags, guys. Scammers will say, they'll say, this is a limited time offer. And this was what happened to me with the Target cards. They're like, this is only good for 24 hours. I'm like, I gotta get to Target within they're really persuasive. These people are professionals.
Or the
Okay?
email, you just erase it.
It was email, but this was on the phone, because I thought Xfinity was giving me an offer. It looked so legitimate. I'm like, oh, I better check this out. And, when they say limited time offer, then you know. And this could be, for any kind of sales, even legitimate sales, right? Somebody's saying, oh, this isn't gonna be here tomorrow. It's like, you don't need to make a living tomorrow. Like, so that's when you have a red flag. Okay. Always have them put information in writing, leave it in a mailbox, send it to you. You don't buy things on the phone. Do anybody here get an issue on their computer where it says that you have a virus, and if you call, they'll fix it?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
No. You all have good tech people that you can call and help you with your computer if you get a virus or have other problems?
My son.
Your son, okay. You really want to stick, we have a guy, we don't do anything without calling him. My husband got some free something on the phone, I said, and he had actually applied for a ticket for something, so he thought it was the ticket vendor or whatever it was. And I said, that doesn't look right. And he called the computer guy, and the guy said, don't click on it. And he was right. It ended up being a scam. So you cannot trust anything. So if that's one thing you walk away with, do not trust anything. Okay, we can go ahead, move on. All right, the rest of the IRS will not call you, threaten to send cops. The problem is we kind of lose our senses. My aunt got a call from the electric company. She lives in Florida, and they said, you didn't pay your bill, we're gonna cut off your service. Very hot. My uncle can't go without air conditioning.
Oh,
And she freaked out, and they're like, just give us your bank, we'll go ahead and just take the money out of your bank. She spent like the whole week trying to undo this transaction. She was very lucky that she caught it in time, but they did get her banking information. So when you care about usually somebody else, oh, my uncle wasn't well, he needed air conditioning. She just, she didn't even think, maybe I should ask him if he paid the bill. You just lose your senses. And that's especially true when it's a grandparent scam, right? So just try to maintain some presence of mind and really think it over and say, hold on, and go talk to somebody else or call one of your adult children or ask a neighbor, but don't act on it, okay? Okay, go ahead and click, okay, pre-screenings. So this has to do with Medicare fraud, healthcare fraud. I do know, and this is kind of my friend's mom has very advanced dementia. She's in a facility and he gets all the statements from Medicare, and she's very, very elderly and she doesn't really talk. And they were billing Medicare for weekly therapy, psychotherapy. Okay, so he knew that was fraudulent. He didn't turn them in, but he did alert the people at the facility, someone's coming in and billing for this, and it's, my mother cannot benefit from psychotherapy. Yes,
I don't understand this. This is dealing with Medicare. Doesn't have to be a doctor's authorization.
the doctor's authorization. Well, presumably, maybe they had some document that was fraudulent, that looked like it was authorized by a doctor. And as you guys know, the medical system is not foolproof. We have not enough doctors, right? And sometimes they sub their work out to other people, and sort of it's like the game of telephone is there's a dwindling sort of authenticity that's good online, right? So good question though. Okay, let's go to the next one.
That health fair,
At health fair, yeah,
the one you had.
yeah. Oh, that can happen at health fair.
Yeah, I never thought of that if they thought.
Yeah, I really haven't heard of that, because I sometimes do health fairs, but apparently you just have to be really careful about who you share your information with. Now, having said that, we've all given our Medicare cards to our doctors and our Social Security cards to our doctors, and pretty much everything we have is probably already on the dark web, but it's just in the moment, you don't want to give out financial information. How many people have frozen their credit? Okay,
I don't understand that.
okay, great question. When you freeze your credit, you call the credit, the bureaus that, all three of them, you have to call three. I think there's a fourth one now too, actually, yes. Forgetting what it is, but when you have a credit score and there's these credit bureaus out there that you say, oh, you're 800, you can get a really good deal on a mortgage, right? So you guys, are you applying for loans now, any of you? No, you can freeze your credit, meaning nobody, including you, cannot take out a loan without unfreezing it. So this way, a nefarious actor or a person meaning to defraud steal your identity could go out and take a loan against any of your assets, impersonating you.
How do you do that?
So you have to call TransUnion, Joe can help me, TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, yes, thank you. And you have to freeze your credit, yes.
You also cannot have frozen my credit. Can't open up a new credit card without unfreezing it.
And I learned that when I went shopping one day, I went to J. Jill and I bought a lot of clothes, and they said, would you like to open a credit card? And you get a 40% discount, and I went to do it, and they said, nope, your credit's no good, and I was horrified. And I said, oh yeah, I froze my credit to protect myself against identity theft.
Wait a minute, so if you do something like that,
Right.
but yet you wanted that 40% off, What do?
You either say,
Temporarily.
you temporarily unfreeze it. Yeah, thank you, Joe. That's exactly right. You unfreeze it. I would have had to go home, get on the computer. It wasn't worth it to me at that point. Yes,
I freeze my credit
right.
now, and that have to use my credit card.
The credit cards you already have will work. It will not let you open a new credit card.
Okay.
Thank you for pointing that out. Do people read these explanation of benefits? That you get like a million, I don't read them either. But this is what my friend, whose mother was getting psychotherapy in the dementia care, he was reading this and he said, this doesn't sound right. So it's a good thing to, if you don't go over it, maybe give it to your adult kids and they can go over it if you feel like something's off. Okay, go ahead, we can
No,
move
no,
on.
no.
No? No.
What do you do?
What do you do?
When you have
What?
a mess? I just had it yesterday. What do you do?
Kaiser, I'm sorry, say it again. Kaiser what?
It was at a physical therapy place.
Oh,
But
if
what
you-
do you do when you read that crazy stuff and
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You call Medicare, you call them, or you call your healthcare provider and you say, what is this? And you track it down. And then there's, I'm sorry.
But it's from that business where you're, in my case,
Oh.
I'm being in process and
Right.
I'm looking at their forms and they want me to give them permission, and this is gonna be our policy or whatever. And I'm liable.
I'm not quite following that. So is this something different than what you've experienced with this provider in the past? Is that what you're saying?
The wording and the liability is being put on me if anything financially happens or they don't get a payment or a transfer.
Right.
I am the person who's liable.
Well, that's typical. Your Medicare kicks in first, right? And then do you have Medigap or supplemental policy? Okay, so without that, then you have to make up the other 20% that Medicare doesn't cover, right?
Yeah.
So I think that they're protecting themselves, that they can get that 20% from you.
Well, I'm coming from the standpoint, when you see this scary stuff, what do you do?
What do? You run it to ground. You call your provider, you call your healthcare provider and say, I don't understand. I got this thing from Medicare. It doesn't look right to me because it says this, and they should be able to explain it to you. Perfect.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes,
To emphasize that the computer scam, they come across, they look legitimate, and then maybe something that you've been working with. Please be careful. I know someone, one of our residents, very recently lost $10,000 and had the potential of losing much, much more. One of these things that really looks good. When in doubt, click it off, delete.
did everybody hear that?
No.
When in doubt, click it off. Somebody in here lost $10,000 that he knew on the computer because it was too good to be true. And he or she clicked on it,
It got into all of her accounts.
all of her accounts.
It was like,
So can I just make a statement about that? After this woman, remember I told you about the woman in Massachusetts who went on the street and for her grandson and gave some guy $15,000 and he took off with it? My friend, this is her mother-in-law, she said, what do? I'm a financial counselor and retirement planner. I said, what you need to do is your husband needs to get onto her bank account as a trusted contact. So if she ever tries to withdraw more than $500, he's contacted first. And then he says, Mom, what are you doing? $15,000? What's going on? Right? So do you guys have a trusted contact on all of your accounts? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? So this would be on your Fidelity account. This would be on your bank accounts. This is on your credit unions. So it's not to give your children control, it's to give a second pair of eyes in case you are caught up in some kind of scam. That's a fantastic safety mechanism for you guys. Do you remember trusted contact? You're all looking at me. Okay. All right, okay, this is having to do with meeting with, financial advisors and people who you want to make sure the credentials are legitimate if someone's trying to sell you something, a financial product, okay? Okay, we can go on. Charities, oh, my mother-in-law used to get, all kinds of solicitations. And she didn't realize from charities. Do you get a lot of solicitations? Yeah. Isn't that nice how they sell your name? No good deed goes unpunished. You make a little donation, boom, they sell your name, then you get 10,000 more mailings asking for money. So she would read these and think she had to pay money. She thought it was a bill because she was starting to have some cognitive issues. And I went through her checkbook and she was paying $15 to ASPCA, and $15 to the American Red Cross, and I said, you don't have to pay these. And she didn't realize that. So you want to make sure that the if there is a charity that you like, you want to make sure it's legitimate. If it doesn't sound quite right, you want to check on Charity Navigator, which is a website that vets all the charities. Okay? Yes. The charity sends you a check. Wow, this is the case of first impression. Joe, have you heard of this?
I've got them.
You've gotten them.
I told you what it is.
You get a check from a charity. It sounds sort of like an enticement to, yeah, you guys, you know, I would not fall for that. It just seems like you're gonna get on some mailing list if you do that.
That you're supposed to endorse.
Right, it's a check you're supposed to endorse. And then what? Right, and do they say what they're giving, like, why they're giving it to you? So why are they giving you money? You know, you have to think about logically what, right? So if it doesn't make sense, don't click on it. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. Okay. So these are phishing emails. You get this from computer security companies that are like, we can protect you and your computer. Don't fall for it. Go to your computer guy. There's too much stuff out there, guys. And it's flooding your email boxes, so just ignore it, delete it, erase it. Okay, let's move on. All right, well, we can keep going. My ATMs, do you guys use ATMs? Some people use ATMs, okay. I'm so paranoid that somebody's gonna come by and follow me in my car and she's got cash, and won't they be surprised when it's like $20 is all out of my ATM. But first of all, if you have to use an ATM, go to the one inside the vestibule of the bank. Don't stand on the street and be praying for somebody running by looking to grab your wallet. Okay. Chip cards apparently are safer, because these machines can capture your PIN. I haven't heard a lot about this, but I think everybody pretty much has a chip card with a chip. No? You have a chip, okay. Oh, I believe you. You don't have to show me. It's okay. All right, so we go to the next one. Your chip card has both a stripe and a chip.
Better to use the chip than the stripe.
Better to use
Chip rather than a stripe, because the stripe has all your data.
has your data. Stripe has data. You guys remember that? Don't use Stripe. That's good, Joe. That's good. Does everybody know Joe Sperling?
Yes.
Joe, you want to introduce yourself? Joe's a friend of mine. He came to heckle me. No, just kidding.
Sally was putting on a show and that there was a free lunch, so I figured I'd come by. Check it out. I'm Joe Sperling. I'm an independent insurance broker. Don't run to the exit. I'm not selling anything. I help people get long-term care coverage, and I do a lot of networking, and I go to a lot of programs, a lot of information sessions about seniors and senior issues. And senior scams is a huge issue. It's a huge problem. It's important that everybody learn and pay attention and use the advice that Sally gives you. Because this stuff is seriously bad. How many people have read in the paper about the old bar scams?
Yeah.
Those are serious money they're talking about.
Which scam?
Gold bars.
Oh, gold bars.
You know, people are getting called and being told that their account, their investment account has been hacked. And their money is being used to fund pedophiles in Russia or Russian bombs or something. I mean, it's some crazy stuff. But apparently they're very convincing. And people are drawing money out of their retirement account, getting gold bars and turning those gold bars over to people who say they represent the government and they're gonna protect your gold. Don't believe it. It's, you see, what's that technical term for BS?
Oh.
Bogus.
Poppycock?
Yeah. Malarkey.
Bogus. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Joe Biden used it. So. Yes,
A few years ago, one of my banks was selling silver coins supposedly. They were only maybe 1/10 of a percent silver at the most.
oh,
And it turned out to be rather worthless. And I dropped the bank and caught, of course, in anger after buying a few.
wow. So even a legitimate source like your bank,
Right.
either they unknowingly like got a hold of these or they knowingly sold them to you.
And I dropped the bank, of course.
Okay. Very proactive group here. Yes.
Yes, getting back, like I have 3 credit cards. Now, if there is a stripe, or there's that on the front of the card, there's that shield, I guess for the chip.
Right.
If that's what you're talking about.
That's what Joe said. Joe
So
said it's safer.
so you can sort of flash it, you know, on the,
You can flash it or there is a way to insert.
Slot.
Right, there's a slot. Thank you.
yeah, but if you insert the slot, then it's getting it from the strip.
There's a different slot for the chip.
Never seen that.
So, I know.
So, and that was the first time I'm hearing this, so when you use the shield, it's not giving all your information?
Apparently, the stripe in the back makes you much more vulnerable for your information. It is.
It's easier to capture the information with the stripe.
You know, when you go to go to check out and they have the machine, a little device, and you slide your card through it, that's where they're using a strip to read that, it's a magnetic strip.
You know,
Yeah. I mean, who knew, right? Our institutions are giving us this, right?
I'll see that. It's that silver thing. On the front of the card is the chip that, it's been explained to me that that doesn't contain all of the data that is on the strip. And the chip is safer to use. I've seen 2 different ways at the checkouts to use the chip. Either you place it on a reader
Mm-hmm.
or it slides in, but it's not sliding back and forth. It just slides in, it reads the chip, and you remove the card. You know, an expert on this.
Yeah, thank you, Joe.
Experience.
How many people have experienced the post pirates where they come and somebody steals your packages? Because most of you live in apartments, or is that right? All right, do you guys, okay. The other thing I want to mention is, anybody walk to one of those mailboxes to put, the mail things, those blue mailboxes?
A
Don't
long
do
time
that
ago.
anymore,
Wow.
Why?
because, these criminals have been going in, taking out all the mail, they erase they get checks, they erase the recipient, they put their own name and they cash them. And it's been a huge problem in this area. The criminals will sometimes rob the postal person of the key. It's like a skeleton key that opens all the boxes. And they go and they steal all the mail. So now, every time I want to send a physical check, I have to drive to the post office and go inside and put it in there.
Wow.
It's happening, started, my aunt in Florida told me about it several years ago, it kept happening to her. She stopped doing it. My dad in New Jersey, happened to him, and now it's really bad here. Yes,
I've also read that, right, you write a check and you sign it and put it out where it's going. There's a way that the scammers can somehow delete what you wrote and put their own name in it.
there's some special wash they use.
Yeah, wash.
And
So
that's,
it's best not to write checks.
it's best not to write checks, but sometimes you don't have a choice. A vendor, a healthcare provider only takes a check, okay?
Yeah.
So you have to go to the post office.
When you pay taxes, they don't give you that option. You have to send a check.
No, you don't. You can have it debited directly from your bank account.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's what I do.
right.
Well, I had a problem with some of my checks that I mailed from here. The credit card company didn't get them, and my sister-in-law, whom I send a check to monthly, didn't get her check. I've had my son put my account on his, cell phone, so that he transfers the money for me directly.
Wow. I can't speak for, maybe it was, I would think if it was
It's
happening
mailed on different days.
on different days. So where do you mail from here? Is there a slot?
In the mailbox, in the.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, any people here representing, Ringhouse? I'm sorry. Oh, yes, you are.
Yeah,
the
we've got our
executive
executive director here.
So I think there is an issue here. Would you like to, address, have you heard of this or not? But did you report it to anybody at the
Here.
Ringhouse?
I did mention at the front desk, didn't get anywhere.
Okay, so we have a little communication breakdown.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Everything.
Okay, so maybe just unlucky,
Now
but
my son gets all my mail, and emails that it is.
All right.
In Virginia.
you just never know. You never know. So you guys gotta be careful. Okay, all right. The latest disaster or calamity. So what does this refer to?
Say that again?
The latest disaster or calamity. That's hurricanes, yes, right. They're hurricanes, natural disasters, so people like the Red Cross are raising money, and people that look like the Red Cross on your computer, but may not be the Red Cross, right? What do?
Look it up.
Directly contact the Red Cross and see how you can directly send money to them, and do not respond to an unsolicited email, okay?
Well, what do you get in the mail, in the regular mail?
If you get it in the regular mail,
Rip it up.
it's, yeah, probably better to rip it up. I do want to mention, does anybody do those GoFundMe's? Yeah,
Go for it.
gotta be careful. I had one in my community in Bethesda, and something about the story of somebody whose car got torched on fire, and it sounded weird to me, but everybody was giving money in my community. And I thought, am I the only skeptic? So I called the Fairfax Police Department and I said, this incident supposedly happened in your jurisdiction on this day. do you know anything about it? Nope.
Mm.
So I tried to get a hold of GoFundMe. I said, you have a fraudulent scam going on. They said, that's not our problem. Because why? They get a cut of each transaction.
Hmm.
So it's up to you to, if, you know, these were people in my community, I knew them, I couldn't say, you know, your friend is defrauding you. I don't think the friend was intentionally defrauding her. I think it was this, victim who worked in the kitchen where she worked, and she felt bad for him, and she put up a GoFundMe. So you want to vet before you start putting out sums of money. Okay, you want to vet this. It doesn't feel right. Check it out. Okay, go on. Okay, we talked about screening calls. Okay. Legitimate vendors will answer questions and put their offers in writing. Okay. Usually fast talkers with no writing, big problem, okay? All right, never give out personal information, right? Somebody starts talking to you, I mean, obviously give out your name, if you're meeting somebody, but I wouldn't give out address, phone number. You want to keep that private until you really know the person. Yes.
I don't know how many people are aware of this. You know, you get a phone call, you don't answer, but it shows the numbers.
Right.
You know, you can push in star and then these two numbers.
Mhm.
Are you, wait a minute, and when you call that number, it says, what they see is unsolicited or something, a private, it doesn't show your number. And so many times I've done that. And what I get when I do that, the number you have called is not a working number.
No longer in service.
Right, right.
All the time.
You do not, right. You know, I just think it's better not to pick up, and I could not convince my father not to pick up all those marketing calls.
Yeah.
He never blocked them. He never, for the most part, fell for anything, but I think he was lonely and he just wanted to talk to somebody. I don't know, but he was so afraid he'd miss a call from one of his kids, and it made me crazy. So if you can just turn off the phone, especially at dinner time when they call, and just let it go to voicemail, you'll notice people don't leave voicemail if they're scamming you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go to the next one. All right, so we talked about identity theft and using your credit to take out loans, like get a mortgage, get a tax refund. Okay, commit crimes. All right, we go to the next one. And this is just statistics, so we'll go to the next one. Angelique, thank you.
Of course.
This is nice, so I can be here, out here and not behind the computer. Okay.
What is SMS?
SMS links, I think that's the texting,
That's
right?
text message.
So I'm getting all kinds of texts that say, hello, how are you? It's insurance. I'm like, who is this call? You know, like, and so I don't go for it. It says you can report as junk and delete, right? Or block contact, just get rid of it.
Delete it.
The people that you love and know you will find a way to get a hold of you, okay? Yes,
Found that a number of scam calls start with something fun, and then
yes, there's a pause, then you pick it up.
exactly the point, I know it's gonna be a scam.
Right. That's what air horns are for, right? I always want to go an air horn when they come on. It's like, okay. Enough about my fantasy world. So we talked about the theft from mailboxes, guys. So not only, does anybody put it in their mailbox at their home? That's how my aunt was also getting ripped off. Somebody was actually coming to her door and pulling out her bills and forging, checks that she was sending out. Because she can't get to, she told me yesterday, she can't get to her post office now because there's so much construction. So what is she supposed to do? right? Okay, we'll go to the next slide. Okay. Do you all shred your sensitive information? Do you throw it in the garbage? Do you guys have shredding here? You have shredding options here?
No.
No. There is a shredding, facility in the county. And, maybe that would be something to implement here.
We should partner again.
A partner, yes.
Most banks, and go, take it to any of your banks, they will let you shred things too.
That's very interesting. Depends how nice your bank is. Probably not the lady who got the fake coins. Not that bank. Yes, go ahead.
Go to a place like Staples or, Home
I think they charge you,
But they
right,
don't
by
charge
the
you.
pound.
But they charge them.
But yeah, but it's, you know what, a ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, right?
Mm.
So, we go, there's this place, I have a lady that helps me and she is, she's going up to the shredding place, it's county, it's free. She will take bags for me and, I mean, anything with my name, my address, social security, financial information, anything personal. Yes,
How safe are these studies?
Good question.
You can rent them or whatever, or they come in once a month,
oh, wow.
once a week, and they take them to a big shredder and put them into one, how is that?
It
Good
seems to be
question.
the state of the art for the financial industry, the banking industry. I mean, I haven't heard of anybody getting scammed via a shredding service. So I have to believe that it's the best we got right now. But, you know, otherwise you live with mounds of paper, you drown in the paper, right? So that's why it's so important to freeze your what?
Credit.
Credit, right, exactly. Because you gotta protect yourself, right? And just in case something happens. The shredding is very important. You can also, here we go, freeze your credit at the reporting agencies, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. And you can check your credit quarterly for free. Okay, so you can see if anybody's, yes.
So my bank, if I have to write an especially big check, they will alert me. Is this you? Did you really do this?
Right, right. Has anybody else gotten that? Where you get alerted if it's a big check? Yeah,
I lost my credit card and I got a call from CVS. They knew me because I had been a customer for a long time. If I buy for $20, that would be the maximum. And there were people, buying for $500, so they called me.
CVS called you?
Yes, because they
That's
knew me.
amazing.
I had been a customer for years and years, and they called me and I said, no, I
Wow,
lost my card.
that's an incredible story.
And they stopped them.
Well, generally, if there is a charge on your card that's more than 50, was it up to $50, you're not responsible, right? That's a credit card, not a debit card. You gotta be
Credit.
right. You guys, do you use debit cards? Good, because that's a little harder to recover your money. Joe? It's connected with your bank card, but I've heard that it's just better to use a credit card just because there's a very, clear, bright line. You're not responsible for over $50. Yeah.
With most credit cards, you can have them put in your account. If they will alert you by sending you an email or a text, if there's a charge for over a certain amount, it can be a low dollar amount, maybe $25.
Did everybody hear that?
No.
So you can have the bank, your bank, the credit card. The credit card alert you either by text or email, and then let you know if you've made a charge over a certain amount that you designate you want to be notified of. Yes, that you do that?
They do it, my Costco automatically pulls, puts it on my, email.
Okay, and they let you know that there was a charge. Okay. You could set it with a bank account too.
Put a certain amount on it that you don't want to go over, so if it's hard to say over $25.
Right. Okay,
You go into your own bank account, set the limit that you want.
exactly. So, because you know you don't spend more than $20 at CVS, so you're saying, okay, send me an alert. Even if you do, yeah, it's just a matter of, you know, right, sometimes I make a big, you know, I get an airline ticket and I'm like, is this you? And then you confirm it or say, no, yes.
What's this new, there's a new, money transfer thing called Steel. Can you make any comment about that?
Is it like Venmo or PayPal? Is that,
Is it an application?
what is it exactly?
It's some new way to move instead.
Okay, oh, Zelle.
Zelle.
Zelle. I
like
use Zelle.
Zelle.
I like Zelle.
I do too.
Zelle is instant when I have to send my son money, which is always. It goes from my bank directly to his bank. So there's no PayPal or Venmo or third party in the middle. Goes right from institution to institution. So that is the safest. They also don't charge you. The others charge if you have business.
However, you gotta be careful with Zelle, make sure you have the right person that you're sending it to. I know somebody, about a month ago, they got a $500 deposit into their account. They did not know this person who sent it to them, and they refused to send the money back. And the bank says that there's nothing they can do. So
Wow.
make sure somebody can Zelle, that you're sending it to the right person.
Okay. When
Somebody
you
asked-
send it through Zelle, you better make sure that you have the right phone number. When you send through Zelle, they either let you choose to send money through a phone number or an email. So I always send it through a phone number because my son uses his phone. And I make sure that I typed in his number correctly, because if I'm off by one digit, what happens? The money goes to somebody else with that phone number and I'm never gonna see it again. So it is a little scary if for big amounts. I know my bank won't let you Zelle more than $2,500 a day.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, different banks have different.
oh, different banks have different limits. So Zelle is good. You know, but you have to, I always ask my husband, can you just make sure this is his phone number? You know, because I'm nervous. So that's a good point. Double check, yes.
Would you comment on the safety of, like, my checking account, like, not my Medicare, but my supplement, health insurance? Instead of sending a check, I signed something a few years ago that if the, like, the 5th of every month,
They debit your account.
they take it right out of the.
Right.
Could you, and like my American Express, once in a while I'll send a check, or once in a while, if I don't wanna send a check, I'll call them up and say, I wanna, you know, they can see how much they'll take it, and they know my checking account number. What's, can you? Sorry.
Can I speak to that? Yeah,
Can
so,
you comment on the safety of that?
so I totally get what you're saying, like, sometimes if you miss a bill, you wanna call, it's like, it's due, my insurance is due today, otherwise they're gonna cancel my auto insurance. So I will call Geico and say, can I give you my checking account and routing number on the phone? But I'm calling them,
Yeah.
they're not calling me. You see the difference?
No,
I'm initiating the call, so that's safe. If they're calling you, I would not give out your phone, your bank. Okay,
It's close, but what I'm thinking about is, they've been taking it out
right,
automatic. Excuse me. On my checking account.
right.
What's the safety of that?
I think it's fine. I have a lot of bills like that where it just comes out directly. But if you're not comfortable with it, here's the problem. The bigger issue for this crowd is you don't want any of your insurances to lapse. So if you forget to pay the supplement, then all of a sudden you don't have that coverage. That's a bigger risk in my mind. But I mean, are they all of a sudden, they're, you know, is it Humana or United Healthcare taking out your supplement, and all of a sudden they're gonna have a bad employee, like, go into your account?
Yeah, that's what I think.
I think they're insured for that, and so are you. I really do. I think we're getting a little, like wrapped on the axle a bit. Do you think, Joe? Reality check, Joe.
Yeah, I agree. Sally, to your point about not missing a premium payment that's needed,
Insurance guy over here.
you can, the second person notified if there's a default in premium, so that if by accident you forget to send a check,
Very, for life insurance, right?
insurance, long-term care,
If you forget, this happened with my dad. Now he had a policy for like $50. I was the beneficiary, right? I can almost get coffee at Starbucks for $50. Anyway, he let it lapse because he was in the hospital. And they sent him a notification that he was lapsing, but they sent it to his summer home where he hadn't been in 3 months. And I hate MetLife. Okay, enough about me. But Joe is right, that you want it to come out automatically for life insurance, long-term care insurance for premiums, because if you let it lapse, you can't get it back. Anybody have that happen to them? Okay, we covered the insurance issue and the automatic debit. Okay,
Sally, don't look at, if you don't have it done automatically, if you just get a bill and you send a check or you call in, you can designate a second person other than yourself to receive notice if there's a premium default,
right,
so that you don't have a policy lapse or going to get terminated on you unintentionally.
right. And so this is what my father did not do. He did not put me as somebody to be contacted in case, and he wrote checks. My dad did nothing on the computer. All,
It's a safety net.
it's a safety net. So the insurance company has protections that were probably there because of laws that protected the consumer.
They don't want you to lapse your policy either.
They don't, but if you're getting older and they have to cash in on it and let it lapse. All right, I'm the cynic.
Now you're getting cynical.
I am very cynic. We're both lawyers, so we're cynic.
What's
Yeah,
that called? What is that called again?
lapse, like, oh, like a trusted contact, like somebody, secondary contact to prevent lapse of insurance.
Would contact the insurance company.
And say, you know, put Joe on my account. If I forget to write a check, call Joe. Joe will call me and say, Sally, you forgot to pay your insurance this month.
Not me, but somebody that you trust.
Yeah, don't trust him. You walked right into that, okay? Thank you. Yes. Angelique?
Yes, they will be after the presentation, as long as
Again,
the slides will be available after the presentation, as long as I have your email address. Yeah,
And if you get an email from Angelique, do you open it?
yes. It'll
Just
be
want
for
to see if
free.
you're paying attention. Yeah, go ahead.
be available for a minute after the presentation.
After the presentation, yes. Okay, all right, go ahead. Okay, there's nothing to be ashamed of if you're targeted. It's not your fault. I know my aunt gets really upset with herself when she falls for all of these things. And she always gets it just in time, luckily. So please don't feel bad about it. These scammers are pros. And I would not bother I would call the police, but that's only if you need to make an insurance claim. They really can't go after these people. It's just impossible. So don't get your hopes up. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
You can also contact Social Security Administration if you have fraud. I had to do that myself.
Oh, wow. How long were you on hold?
2 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we can, look at this. Federal Bureau of Investigation. Look at all these scammers. They represent everybody. Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Another situation, the
Yeah.
problem that I had was with identity theft. If you get some mail, somebody's using your address and it's a different name,
Mhm.
and I learned I need to actually report that to the police, which surprised me.
That is very surprising. So if you feel like you're getting mail, but it's somebody else's name, but your address, call the police, but not the emergency number, okay? Not 911, okay? Okay. So, let me see. This is sort of summarizing many of the things that we went over about gift cards. Non-technical people are often tricked into installing malicious software, okay? If you didn't go looking for it, don't install it. Okay. Alrighty, next slide. All right, keep going. Oh, my personal safety. Okay, guys, I love this because, I think this is really important. I was at Giant the other day. And, I was in the parking lot and there was a guy in front of me walking to his car with an older guy with a hoodie. And he was pushing his cart and I was right behind him because my car was next to him and he was completely unaware that I was there. Why? You know how a hood kind of blocks your vision, right? So I don't care how cold you are, you have to know what's going on around you at all. I almost said to him, you know, you don't want to wear your hoodie because I was right behind you, but I didn't want to scare him. So I was kind of in a quandary. What do I do here? Do I tell him? The other thing is, ladies, do you put your purse in the shopping cart, the Giant? Anybody do that? Anybody going to admit that they do that? Joe, you do?
I make sure I.
Put it over because it looks good that way. All right, so I see this all the time, Giant. It makes me crazy. I did confront somebody once. I told her not to do it, and she started screaming at me. Said she could protect herself. Yes.
Shopping bag.
The shopping bag.
Yeah, and it's inexpensive, you know, it's a cheap thing.
Right. So you kind of look like you've already been mugged. Like, right, you don't have a purse anymore. No. You don't carry a purse. I understand.
At all.
Okay. You don't want to look like a target, right? Yes.
How many people in here drive and get gas in their cars?
I mean,
What do you say?
How many people drive and get gas for their car? Wow, a lot of you.
Okay, ladies,
Oh, wow.
do not leave your purse on the passenger seat while you're
Right.
getting gas in the car.
I do.
Why? Because someone can drive up next to your car while you're pumping gas, open your door, grab your purse, and you won't even know what's happening.
Exactly. The other thing with that is, we rented a car once because our car was in the shop. We went to Pittsburgh, went to a nice area, but the shopping area had a parking lot behind the building. And I left a tote bag in the front seat with just an old book, an old iPod, some tissues, just nothing. Came back, windshield was smashed, the guy took,
Oh, my God.
maybe it was one, took the tote bag,
They didn't know what was in it.
they didn't know what was in there. But I had to wait 3 hours in the snow for the rental car place to come, okay. So now, if there's one piece of paper in my front seat, I throw it in the back before I get out of the car and leave it anywhere. I am so traumatized by that incident.
Same.
I'm sorry.
Put your purse on the front floor, the driver's side floor.
Right, because somebody here stopped at a stoplight, windows open, windows not open, I'm gonna reach in. I do know someone that happened to at the gas station and took her purse. Yes,
I think it's also a good idea to keep your doors locked while you're driving.
all the time.
It
Doors locked
automatically,
while you're driving, guys, first thing you
They
do when you get in
automatically
the car.
mine automatically lock when
Yours
you
is
shift it.
automatically locked. Wow. Lock your door. Okay. Walking groups, another thing I want to talk about is, I don't know to what extent you can avoid it, but I avoid parking garages like the plague. They scare the heck out of you. People could be hiding behind cars, they could duck down,
Scared
it's
me.
dark. If you're out in the open, more likelihood you'll have a passerby that can see, okay? When I go to Costco and Wheaton, anybody go to Costco and Wheaton? before? Used to, okay. Big parking lot,
Yes,
easy to lose your car.
yes.
Well, I probably lost my car in this lot. What do I do when I get out? I go, okay, I'm lined up with the Target sign, and then I'm lined up with the third garage. If you can't remember it, take a picture, write it down on your phone. Don't be wandering back to find your car, your purse is over here,
Yeah.
you are just a
Yeah.
target. Okay? So I always do it.
I start like that and school and I couldn't figure out which door I came from, where was my car. I asked the security guy
Nice.
and with my key, I could find it
Mm.
finally.
Did you hear that? I can't imagine going all through the parking lot at Costco.
What did you do?
Really don't have
She
to figure out.
used her fob to unlock, and when she heard the beep,
Oh.
could you imagine how long that could take? I'd have to wait for the mall to close, you know? Okay, so, beware of your surroundings. I once took a self-defense class, the guy said the best self-defense is knowing what's going on around you within a 9-foot radius at all times.
There's a,
Thank you, there's a term for it, situational awareness, yes.
there's another good self-defense. Especially, you know, well, can I show you?
You're gonna hurt me?
No, well, no. Like, if
Oh my
a
goodness.
big person approaches you,
Right. Am I the big person?
well, everybody's bigger than me, so, you know.
Right.
Oh my God.
Okay.
But-
Do you guys have insurance for this?
Can I take a,
Okay.
can I take a picture?
I'm a small person, especially good for women. If some big person
Right.
approaches you.
Right.
Wait a minute, here's the-
Am I the big person?
What is it?
Okay,
Anyway, some big man or
Yeah.
woman or
Approaches
something
you.
approaches you, but
get on the ground.
step like this. Now notice my elbow,
Okay.
but you have to do it really fast. Just go like this and run like hell.
Oh, that's for you. I love that. That's great. I was gonna say mine. So this is sort of a head fake, is that what that is?
I think that was a publicity stunt.
That was publicity stuff, and he gets publicity live, okay. Okay, we're gonna wrap up soon, let me see if there's any other things. I do wanna say, as a public service, my father, do you guys have grab bars in your showers?
Yes.
How many people have them? A grab bar in your shower? My father thought he could get a suction cup one. Don't do that. He fell and that was it. And he had the wife, but I told him, Dad, get a handyman. Have it put in, and in the summer house, it worked fine. So we went back to New Jersey, he got another one. The first time he used it, he fell. Don't do that. I don't know why they sell them. Why do they sell the suction cup ones?
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to, I want to end on a downer, but, so, I don't know if there's any more here, but we can click one more and see. Anybody like carry every credit card they have with them? No, you do?
Yeah, I do.
You do, but he knows that maneuver. Okay, so, all right, inventory, all right, know what's in your purse and your wallet. You're like, oh, my Kohl's card got stolen. No, it's in your desk, dummy,
Yeah.
right? So just know what you have, take pictures of your stuff, yeah.
I was gonna say, if you have a scanner at home, lay your cards on the scanner, and you put that in your secret, drawer or whatever.
Your secret
and save
drawer,
it. So
yes.
and then just take the cards and reverse them and run it again, so you get all both information on both sides.
Right,
And
exactly.
Save that.
And if you don't have a scanner, take a picture, but then it's in cyberspace, right? Your credit card, but then you're insured for up to $50. So,
I didn't get that. If I was scared.
so you scan your credit card, so you know what you have. Like, did I have a Bloomingdale's charge card? I don't know. Should I report it? Like, you know exactly what you have at any given time in terms of an operating credit card that's still valid.
So you're saying make a copy?
Make a copy, put it in your safe deposit box, your file, wherever you keep your secure documents. So that if your wallet does get stolen, then you'll be able to say, oh, I gotta call Capital One, I gotta call Truist, I gotta call Kohl's, you know,
They all have customer service phone.
all the customer service phone.
But you have to do both sides.
You have to do both sides, yes.
There's another thing that you can prevent the scammers. To prevent, you know, the people, apparently these crooks, they carry these scammers around, they can be near you and get the information.
Right,
So what you can do, if you want to bother with that, just regular aluminum foil and wrap up your credit card, and they won't be able to do it.
you could wear a tinfoil hat too, but, okay, now that's a good point.
And it even works like on my Acura, I can take it and we've tested it out. You know, the fob,
The fob,
Yeah.
okay.
you can.
Oh, yes, yes. Oh, you do it in foil? Because they do make,
I
like,
wrap it, and then I can lock the car.
right,
Of course, I have a key I keep in my pocket. I can lock the car and the car cannot read it.
does everybody, do people have this issue? Like, where I live, a lot of cars get stolen or broken into. So, because they have a device that they can unlock your car by accessing your fob in your house. Especially if you put your key near your, like, your kitchen, which is near your driveway and your car. Then, so we always take our fobs and our car keys up to bed and put them upstairs to be as far away from the car as possible.
Yeah.
Yes,
Have you ever seen these things?
yes, those are good.
Yeah, I know my credit
RFD or something, or there are things, right, there's, metal,
Yeah,
they sell them like at, like REI and stuff that
yeah, I forget where I got mine, I
Yeah.
have an extra.
they're, right, they keep your credit cards safe because it can't penetrate.
I don't have a lot of credit card, but I have cards. in it.
Right. No, it's, yeah. So I'm sure this goes on and on and on. I think I've covered everything. Angelique, how are we doing?
We're over that.
Okay, we're over time. So here we go, locked doors, we've been through all this. And I love that she asked the security guard to help her. If you're afraid to walk to your car, find a security guard and have them walk you, okay?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Joe, for your help. And thank you, Angela, for your help. Thank you. Can we give a round of applause for Sally? She did such a great job. And thank you everyone for coming. Again, if you do want access to these slides, the presentation, please leave your email address at registration. And again, thank you for joining us this afternoon. We do have another event next week on the 17th, 12 o'clock, same place. And we'll be having a workshop all about how to fortify your immune system. And our Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Lisa Gill, she will be providing the presentation. So I hope I see you next week. Drive safe. And remember to keep yourself safe.
Right there at the registration.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Wonderful.
But I already gave you.
Oh, you did?
I did, so put it in the email.
No, I need to go on the side now. But
Yeah.
I meant.
It has someone.
That's good.
Oh, I was talking about.
That's strong.
That'd be a nice.
Yeah.
Right?
No, you're talking, the ring house should acquire a shred bin for the people that live here, so that they can put their sensitive documents into the shred bin, and have it securely shredded.
Yes. Your immune system.
Oh.
Yeah, that sounds
Show
great.
you. Can I just show you something here?
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad are you gonna be here next week? With Dr. Gill, she's gonna talk about how to support your immune system during this
Would that be great too?
Say 12 o'clock, what? Yeah, so it's on cue, guys. Just come on and invite whoever. Thank you. Thank you. It's good to see you.
Thank you so much for coming.
You're hired.
We need.
Yeah.